Text bee blogs are a number of short clips so that any bee can view and learn from. Become a subscriber and click the bell to my YouTube channel, HoneyBEE Tech. 8 different series of educational videos. Included are extra playlists. With 10 beekeepers in discussion, there will be 20 answers. I work with the 21st answer. I dare to be different. I call this the tech method. I've been making all my own timber work, supers, bases, lids, since becoming a beekeeper in the early 1960s. Cutting timber to the required size. On all my bases I like to have a riser running front and back, not across, underneath the actual base itself, so moisture doesn't penetrate the sheeting. The front supports that run front and back, that rest on the toad stands, are made an extra length and cut off after it is nailed, so that no splitting of the timbers occur. This is the result of 2 pieces of 70x35 pine, 2.4 long, sufficient to make 8 bases for 4-frame nukes. The cost, $13 for the whole lot. The bases, or the floor, is made out of 4.5 fibre cement sheet. You can get that scrap on building sites, ask the supervisor, or purchase it from any of the hardware places. Generally a sheet 600 wide by 2.4 long, which will give you around about 10 or 11 bases for around about $1 each. Fibro is a dead material and doesn't rot, and that is why I like using it on my bases and lids. The thickness is 4.5 millimeters. I cut a whole sheet up with the width of the material 205 millimeters. The actual width of the nukes is 200 millimeters, so that I've got a few millimeters to sand after everything's been nailed together before painting. The length of the nukes is about 505 millimeters, but the fibro is an extra 40 millimeters for the landing board of the nukes. This is all riser strips, 19 by about 12 millimeters, and I'll plane them down to around about 11 millimeters. I cut them in full strips or full lengths, and then I cut them to suit the actual 4-frame nuke bases. The rear riser is put on first and squared to the actual piece of 4.5 mil fibro, so that it is equalised. An 18 gauge 19 gun is used for nailing all the timbers to the bases. A large square is used for making sure that everything is square, and you'll find everything fits that much easier after it's completed when you're using the actual bases on site. The 4-frame nukes are 200 millimeters wide, and 2 fit on a normal 10-frame Langstroth hive. Once the first riser is nailed in position, then it's just a matter of measuring with your tape on the opposite side to the 200mm, and then you'll have everything correct. Cutting off the excess timbers at the landing area. The risers being trimmed to the correct length. A cross member at the entrance is required for when transferring nurse bees into the hive. Some of my earlier designs didn't have the cross member, and it was a pain having to put something in that gap for when you're transferring nurse bees into any nuke for increasing bee numbers. Another thing I have found is that by having that cross member there, it doesn't damage the tips of your entrances when they're being stored. Doing your own work, you always tend to make a mess. Got lots of little bits and timber left over, which will go to the tip or the fire.